Limited acquired 51% of the shares of the Child Limited during the year ended 31st March 21. During the financial year 21-22, 20% of the shares of Child Limited were sold by the Parents Limited. The Parents Limited, while preparing the financial statement for the year ended 31st March 21 and 31st March 22, did not consider the financial statement of the Child Limited for consolidation. As a statutory auditor, how would you deal with it? See, basically what happens, what is the in the mind of the management of the Parent Limited? They are responsible to prepare the financial statement. The management of the Parent Limited, they think that okay, this is in the nature of a current investment. It's a current investment. So within next 12 months I'm going to sell off the investment. So why I should consider for the consolidation? Okay, that is a view they have. If you read Ind AS 110, which deals with the consolidated financial statement means consolidated balance sheet, consolidated P&L, consolidated cash flow statement, consolidated statement of changes in equity, and explanatory notes and significant accounting policy. So, Ind AS 110, what does it say? There is no exemption for the temporary control. They highlight that it's a temporary control, so there is no exemption for the temporary control. And for the operations under what you can say severe long term fund transfer restriction, consolidation is mandatory as per Ind AS. Your compliant financial statement is to be prepared. So what they say is that, see, this is a temporary control. I am holding investment within next 12 months I am going to sell off. If you read AS 21, AS 21 says okay, we can understand it's a temporary control, so we will not, there's no need to prepare a consolidated financial statement. You don't have to prepare it. You don't have to prepare the CFS. That is what the AS 21 highlights. But Ind AS says no, boss, I will not consider temporary control. Temporary control I completely disregard. And for operations under severe long term fund transfer restriction, there also they make it very clear that's where you're acting within a severe long term fund transfer restriction. Even that is also to be highlighted here. That is also to be considered. That's the thing actually here. Okay. So for transfer under any severe long term fund transfer restriction actually here. So what is happening is that, so there also they say that even though there is a severe long term restriction, say example the company is located abroad and they cannot transfer the dividend to the Indian based holding company, there are some long term restrictions are there that you cannot take out the funds for 3 years, 5 years, that way actually. Okay. So however, as per section 129(3) of Companies Act, company having a subsidiary which is not required to prepare a consolidated financial statement under applicable accounting standard, it shall be sufficient if the company complies with the provisions of the consolidated financial statement under the Schedule 3 of the Act. Schedule 3 basically deals with the format of the balance sheet, P&L and consolidated financial statement. Suppose say you are exempt to prepare CFS, like example AS 21 will exempt, then you have to comply with the Schedule 3 requirement. If you present it that is more than sufficient. That's what they say actually here. Now conclusion. In the given case where the Parent Limited has acquired 51% of the shares of the Child Limited during the year ended, what you can say 31st March 21, and they have sold 20% on within 31st March 22. Okay, before year end they have acquired 51%, then afterward they have sold 20%. Parent Limited did not consolidate the financial statement. They have not prepared the consolidated financial statement for 31st March 21 and 31st March 22. They have not prepared it. That's the whole idea. That's the whole thing actually here. The intention of Parent Limited is quite clear that the control in the Child Limited is temporary, as the former company disposed of the acquired shares in the next year of its purchase. So what is happening? This is a temporary control. Okay. But temporary control is disregarded in Ind AS. Ind AS says, boss, even if you are holding temporary control, you have to prepare the CFS. Parent Limited, basically here what happens, they are required to prepare the consolidated financial statement as per Ind AS 110. So the temporary control are operating under severe long-term restrictions are not at all applicable under Ind AS 110. Okay, so para 20 makes it very clear that the consolidation should begin from the date where investor obtains the control in the investee, and when he ceases to lose the control in the investee, it should continue till the date where he loses the control over the investee. So you have to prepare whether it is a temporary control, permanent control, you don't care, you prepare the consolidated financial statement. Good, it gives you a complete picture of the group. Say companies like Tata, Adani, Reliance, they have more than 100 subsidiary companies. So as a group for these large companies, you come to know that where they stand, what is the position. So that way it's very advantageous to understand a consolidated financial statement. Fine, I'll see you in the next week.